Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal!
Yes, Jim.
Yes.
That time of year. The long anticipated list, the top 10 list of 2019.
Magic.
Don't show anybody. We don't want to spoil the punch.
It.
There we go. People, they all year long, they millions and millions of emails.
Millions.
What will be your choice for the top albums of 2019? And here we are. The end of the year has arrived, so we're happy to be able to do this yet again here on the Metal Voice.
A two-parter, Alan.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do a few this time around. We'll get a couple of guest guys giving us their top album. Talk about the year in review.
Yeah, we're here.
And there it is. There it is.
The nut.
The nut. The great walnut. Nothing could be more beautiful than the great walnut.
So we want to start with what's happening this year. You want to start with that?
Yeah, I'm going to say what's happening this year before we get into the list. We'll do a 5. This year's a little different now.
Okay.
Every year we kind of mix it up.
Yeah, we try different formats.
Different formats. This year it's going to be my top 5 and your top 5.
Okay, which equals 10. All right, we're good.
Which equals 10. Okay. So, all right. So first of all, let's. Oh, look at this! All coming in a mess. Deaths. Let's just start with the obituaries. There's a lot of bad stuff.
We have to do that. Yeah.
Ted McKenna.
Oh,
Michael Schenker.
Yeah. We had just seen him months before. You know, almost.
Yep. We had Bernie Tormé, Ozzy Osbourne fame, and Dylan, yes.
Yeah. And also
in March,
Dee Snider's Widowmaker.
Snyder.
The original guitarist of Widowmaker.
We had Andre Matos from Angra.
Oh, that was a surprise. That took everybody by surprise.
A young guy. He's
performing with Avantasia.
Yep.
Was able to sing a few songs from the Avantasia tour while they were down there, and next thing you know, oh my God, terrible news.
And then we had Timmy Hansen from Merciful Fate, the bassist, who just passed away recently. And we also found out of course, they're fighting in there. They're fighting the good fight. Dave Mustaine was diagnosed with I can't remember which cancer it was right now, but also Frankie Banali. So best wishes
to you.
Positive vibes to these guys. You know,
quite right. Just released a new album too.
There you have it. Okay, so what happened this year?
What happened here on the Metal Voice or life in general?
Life in general, and on the Metal Voice, I mean, 2019 was a big year for the Metal Voice. Of course, the Metal Hall of Fame. We had NAMM. We had Heavy Montreal, the induction of Anthrax.
Heavy Montreal being announced as a heavy metal city.
Oh yes, Montreal is a heavy metal city. Ride for Ronnie, Bull for Ronnie, which Neil Turbin covers, and KK Downing performs with Ripper Owens and Les Binks in the UK. So that was a huge event.
There's a
blast from the past. Breakups. Farewell tour. Kiss. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah, bye-bye.
But are they going to leave? I mean, Scorpions are still going.
The monies are there. Scorpions too, yeah.
And Slayer. Bye-bye. I think the Slayer one might be real, though. I really think the Slayer one might be real. I think they're just tired. I think they're tired. And reformations.
Oh.
We have Riot Act, which is another version of Riot.
Oh, interesting. Yes, good coverage there, Jim. Great job.
And Merciful Fate, King Diamond is rejoining a later version of Merciful Fate. So there's some reformations there, which is very, very cool. So before we start off our list, let's go to Milwaukee Tom. Let's see what he thought was his top album of the year.
Hi everybody, Tom here, and my selection for our album of 2019 is this. The Rods, Brotherhood of Metal. Just a great album all the way through from start to finish. Pretty much up-tempoed songs. There are no ballads on it. Great performances by these three guys. They're great musicians, all three of them. Carl Kennedy on drums does a fantastic job. And the best part about this album is it gets better with each listen. I'm still listening to it consistently, and it sounds even better than the first few times I played it. So that's it. Rods, Brotherhood of Metal, Metal Voice people, love you. Take it easy.
Okay, thank you there, Tom. That's great. Great pick.
Great guy.
Great guy. There you go. He does a lot of reviews, written reviews, and I just post them. Thank you very much for all your efforts this year. All right, let's start things off.
Okay. What are you gonna...
You want to start with your number 5?
Sure, why not?
All right, number 5.
Flip a coin, it doesn't matter.
All right, flip it.
We got number 5 coming in at...
Number 5.
Our good friend, a regular on the show, going back years and years.
Yeah.
Michael Sweet, and it's 10. His solo album.
Yes.
Which it's on my list because Michael tries different things constantly, and they're all of a very high standard.
Of course.
So, I don't want to listen to Black Sabbath's version 14 with all these different bands. Michael tries to do different things. He tries to stay current. He's interested in what's happening around him. And he invited a ton of hot guitarists to join him on this album.
Yes, he did.
And it's just a joy to listen to. Production and some of those, like during our interview, we said some of those solos just rip your brain right out of your head.
Yes, vocalist Talatori.
Yeah, and so we weren't privileged to have a Stryper album, but again, this is probably as close as we're going to get. And Michael does a great job on his solo album, which is called 10, changing it up yet again, and a thoroughly enjoyable listen.
Worthy of the Great Walnut.
Very close, yeah.
All right,
honestly.
Here's my number 5. You ready for this? My number 5 is Tim Ripper Owens, A New Revenge, Enemies and Lovers. So when I spoke to Tim, this is just a solid, let's call it a melodic metal album. He's using his voice in a different way. He's not using it in that typical sort of Judas Priest screamo kind of thing, that high falsetto. He's singing. He's really, really singing well thought out songs, well constructed songs, melodic songs, toe tapping at the same time. A nice little different direction for Tim Ripper Owens and gang. And it's A New Revenge, Enemies and Lovers. I thought it was fantastic.
They're a great guy.
I've been listening. And a great guy.
Jeez.
They're a guy, Tim Ripper Owens.
One of the nicest interviews we've ever done. I mean, down to earth would be the word to describe Tim Ripper.
And I would think of Monster.
Monster
Energy drinks.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, there you have it. That's my number 5, worthy of the Great Walnut. What's your number 4, Alan?
Well,
but wait a second, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
But before we do that,
sorry, Jim.
But before we do that, let's see what David Reese, what his top album of 2019 is.
Hi, this is David Reese, and my pick, best album 2019. I'm going with Sabaton, The Great War. Killer album, great production, great theme, great lyrics, great stories, some I'm very familiar with, and another thing, hats off to a band that has done it entirely on their own. Much respect. My pick for 2019, The Great War, Sabaton.
Oh, great album.
It almost made your list.
Almost made my list. I saw David put it on his list, so I said, I'll take it off my list. Sabaton, The Great War. Great pick. Thank you very much, David Reese. All right, where are we?
Number 4, okay, it was a late release. We did an interview, a review of the album last fall.
Yes.
Eclipse.
Oh, yes.
Called Paradigm.
Just recently we did that.
And you know what, Jim? Yes. You know what? How can you not listen to this and not like it? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a great, catchy. Every song's catchy. You find yourself bouncing in your chair almost. Is it earth-shattering changes from what they've done in the past? No, it's exactly what they've done in the past. High quality, high musicianship, high production. Exactly why I made my list. It coming in number 4. I mean, I can't stop listening to these guys. The songs are that hooky,
Cool,
that
cool.
catchy, and it's a great listen.
Yeah. Here's my number 4.
Oh, we got it coming.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
My number 4 is Dream Theater.
Ooh.
Distance Over Time.
It almost made my list too, Jim, I have to admit.
It's, you know what I did? Actually, before we did the show, I revisited all the albums. And man, it's just that good. With the what was the last album? The big one there. The
Awakening?
Not The Awakening. The Astonishing.
Oh, I was close.
Now here's this massive album, and you know what? They just crawled it back. They just pulled it all in together. Let's make these short little sweet songs with a punch, a lot of musicianship, great technical playing, and again, it is melodic. It's just that good of an album. I did see them on the tour, and they played a few of the new tracks. It's Distance Over Time, excellent album, and it's really high up there in my top Dream Theater albums overall.
You going to somebody else here?
We're going to one more guy here. Perrin.
Montreal's own.
Perrin Wolfson. Let's see what Perrin's a top album of 2019 is.
Hey guys, Perrin here for the Metal Voice. Hope you're doing okay. Happy holidays. Wanted to give you my choice for Album of the Year. It was a really close race. Three-way race, actually. We got Queenstrike's The Verdict. We got Dream Theater's Distance Over Time. But my choice for Album of the Year, without a doubt, is Death Angel's Humanicide. Death Angel have been doing it for over 30 years. It's another brutal album on their part, breaking some new ground as well. It's heavy, it swings, it's grooves. Without a doubt, Album of the Year, Death Angel's Humanicide. Much for a great year at the Metal Voice. Have a happy new year, guys. Cheers.
Great pick.
Great
Perrin.
guy.
Thank you, great
Perrin,
guy. All right, there we go. All right, so what do we got?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number
all
3
right.
for myself.
Number 3. This is the last one for this show.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we got?
Tune in quickly to see the rest.
Yeah.
Arch Mateos.
There we go.
And it's called Winter Ethereal.
Ethereal.
Jam, Sympathetic Resonance years ago.
Yes.
I think I found it too late to make our top 10 list. It would have came in at number 1. And when I saw they were releasing another one, I couldn't wait to listen to it. It was a highly anticipated album for me for the year. Tethered. That's all I have to say. Listen to that song; it makes the whole album. So it's really John singing at his best. A lot of people struggle with John's voice and his phrasing, but that's what it is. This album is a lot more thrashier than the previous.
Yeah, it's more
album,
straightforward. It is more.
Which the other one I really like. So it's a little kind of putting this on this year because the last one didn't make it the last time. But overall, a really great album. Just a little less interesting for me than the previous combination of the two coming together. But just the song "Tethered" alone is worth making my top 5 list and coming in at number 3. And 2X Fate's Warning, guys, coming together again and releasing a great album.
All right, here's my number 3.
Number 3, Jim. What do you got?
All right, and these guys have been around
Oh my gosh.
forever. You're talking about Ronnie James Dio's second cousin, David Feinstein. You thought Dio was tiny. This guy's even tinier, and they look alike too, and you can see they're cousins. And one thing they do have in common, great musicianship. Dio, of course, he's Dio. But the Rods are the Rods, and they're just a great band that've been around forever. They're kind of like the U.S. Anvil.
So what's the name of the album?
The Brotherhood of Metal. It's a perfect name for a perfect album. This is another album that I've been listening to pretty much since it was released. Can't get it out of my head. They're all anthems. All the songs are anthems.
Can't get more straightforward than that is.
Straightforward. It's all anthems, and it's anthem after anthem, and I love the guitar tone. And Kennedy is the drummer, Carl Kennedy.
Who produced Anthrax's first album.
That's right, and many others.
Others, of course.
So there you go. So a nod to the Rods, the Brotherhood of Metal. And that concludes. Do we have anybody else?
First part.
The first part of the show. Stay tuned for part 2.